first segment of the news is brought to you by KFC.
The country at a crossroad in its fight against crime. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kushla Pinda with your JCN News. It's always a pleasure having you with us. Over 100 junior and senior police officers went behind the wheels of patrol cars and on motorbikes, while others loaded into police buses and SUVs this afternoon in what officials say is all part of an aggressive and vicious assault on crime, and by the same token, a push to reduce the fear of crime. Leaving behind office work, the officers headed off to areas like Engliston, Camp Road, and Yellow Elder, where several of this year's murders took place.
That is intended that officers stay in a certain area for X amount of period of time to ensure that no action happens in that area, that they controls the crime limit, that if a crime happens in that area, we should be in split seconds be able to capture the individual or person responsible for committing that crime.
Now, Superintendent Stephen Dean is convinced that as time progresses, we'll see the benefits.
We believe that increased police presence, increased police patrol will eliminate that fear on a daily basis. Crime will always be us to a certain degree, but we believe we could bring it to a manageable level, and this is one of the initiatives. So what you will be seeing over the next couple of days is a number of the initiatives. We have the urban renewal, we have the saturation patrol, we have our drug enforcement, we have our detectives are doing a number of things, we have our marine division are doing a number of things. So we are in keeping with our mandate to ensure that we have a safe country.
And for those of you out there hell-bent on breaking the law, Superintendent Dean reiterated this no-nonsense warning.
Those persons who are committing crime, who have not been captured yet, please, we tell you, we are warning you that in short order we will be visiting you. We will be stepping on your doors, wherever you might be.
Superintendent Dean made this final plea to parents.
Talk to your children to ensure you know what your children are doing, what type of life they are getting themselves in. Get your children into positive activities. Should they not get into positive activity, they will get into a life of crime. And the life of crime does not have no positive ending. It is either in prison or death.
Well, the superintendent's appeal came only hours after a young man was shot multiple times to the head. The victim since been identified as 19-year-old Clarence Coakley Jr., someone who, according to relatives, didn't bother anyone but was often blamed by police for things that happened in the Masons Addition area. When our news team visited Coakley's Dead Cat Alley home this morning, his aunt, who declined an on-camera interview, said Coakley had just started working with his father in the construction industry 2 weeks ago as a means of staying out of trouble. She also told us he had been on bail for grievous harm. Police sources have confirmed that Coakley was wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet. Now, based on the information police have released, it was shortly after 9:30 last night when they received a report of gunshots being fired through Saxon's Way, Masons Addition. On the scene, they met Coakley's bullet-riddled body behind a home only a stone's throw away from where he lived. Preliminary information further indicates that Coakley was sitting behind the house when a gunman approached him and shot him to the head before fleeing on foot. Still, despite what's happened, residents say the area is a safe one and that nothing like this has ever happened before.
That's the first time I something like that. First time.
You feel safe in the area?
Yeah, I feel safe because nothing happened to me.
Nothing ever happened?
No, never, people never attacked me.
Stuff like this don't regularly happen. This is the first time it's happened from I been around years. Now I've been around here for 17 years of my life, and that's the first time I feel safe because it never happened before. That's the first time.
In fact, they say Masons Addition gets a bad rap for no good reason.
When they have Masons Addition, they think gang banging, robbing, all type of different things, but it's not what you see. You have to live here to know what's going on. You can't always judge a book by its cover.
Well, Superintendent Dean has since told reporters that police feel good about what they're hearing on the ground and that an arrest in this particular incident is expected soon. Sentencing day for a convicted contract killer, as Sasha Liborn tells us in this report. While the young man narrowly escaped the death penalty, his punishment could very well keep him away from society for a lifetime.
Chinaldo Farrington is expected to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Supreme Court Justice Roy Jones handed down the sentencing this morning, some 7 months after the 24-year-old was found guilty of murdering banker Stephen Sherman back in February 2012. Evidence submitted in the case indicated that Sherman was shot at point-blank range outside his Yamacraw Shores home as a part of a contract killing. Farrington maintained his innocence throughout the trial, charging that he was coerced into signing a confession admitting he was responsible for the crime. Now, according to that confession, Farrington was recruited by his cousin to kill a man on behalf of his wife who wanted him dead. Sherman's widow, Renee Sherman, and Cordero Bethel were initially charged along with Farrington, but were acquitted of all related charges. In court, Justice Jones spoke about Farrington having no previous convictions and not committing any infractions while in prison. But he agreed with the prosecution, who argued that the murder was heinous, cold-blooded, and a contract killing. Farrington was subsequently sentenced to life in prison on 2 counts, murder and conspiracy to commit murder, and 15 years in prison on 2 counts of armed robbery, all to run concurrently from the date of his conviction last October. Sherman's brother Greg says the family is pleased with the outcome.
We are satisfied that at least partial justice was served in this aspect. So we're hoping now that we can, the other persons that were involved initially, we'll hope that once the conclusion of the appeal process, that those persons will be charged again. But we are satisfied. We are satisfied. You know, we all wanted death, but life in prison, and for the 2 counts, we're satisfied with that.
Now, that aside, he says it's still been rough.
Every place I walk, every place we go, I mean, the accolades just continue to pour in. You know, people all over, Facebook, all over the world. They can't believe that such a good man has his life was just snuffed out like that. But we must move on. But it gives the family now, at least, we're one step closer to closure.
Farrington's attorney Muriel Ducille also addressed reporters following the sentencing.
Our position has always been that this is innocent. He professes his innocence even up to this point, and the psychiatrists and the probation officers have agreed that the fact that no remorse has been shown is not inconsistent with the fact that one professes one's innocence. So that's the position. One has got to respect the system. The jury has found him guilty. So if there's a grievance, well, we'll take it elsewhere, so it can be dealt with 3 persons who will respect and believe has the wisdom to consider all the evidence.
Meanwhile, Mr. Ducille did tell reporters that he plans to file an appeal as soon as today. Reporting for JCN News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Meantime, less than a week after issuing a wanted bulletin for his arrest, Okra Hill resident Jeffrey Etienne has been caught. In fact, the suspected robber is in hospital under heavy police guard. According to reports, around 11 a.m. yesterday, intelligence-led police went to an apartment complex on West Bay Street in search of a suspect who also answers to the alias Spider-Man. Reports are that when police entered one of the apartments, they were confronted by the suspect, who was armed with a knife. In fear of their lives, the officers shot the suspect in his right thigh. Etienne was taken to a hospital where he's detained in stable condition. While experts in criminology worldwide have said that the best time to stop potential criminals in their tracks is to catch them in their prime. And with the country now fighting a serious crime war, the government is rolling out initiatives to win this fight. One of them, a program that's designed to scare at-risk youth out of a life of crime. Ianthea Smith has more.
You've probably seen the popular TV shows Lock Up and Scared Straight, where young men who have for years been a menace to society are thrown into the ring with hardened criminals and forced to spend long days in jail to see where a life of crime would lead them if they don't straighten up. Well, according to National Security Minister Dr. B.J. Nottage, the government is partnering with schools and homes throughout the country to implement such a program here. Earlier this week, he announced that unruly students at the T.A. Thompson Jr. and C.C. Sweden senior schools who are said to be fighting an ongoing turf war will be the first to be enrolled.
We are taking some of them, the ones who have the greatest disciplinary problems, out of the school system. We are introducing them to a shock treatment package, which means that we take them out of school and we take them for 3 days and we expose them to what it is like, what life is like for persons who continue to operate the way they are operating. They're going to spend time sleeping in Central Station. They're going to spend time in the prison. And they're going to come up against some of the things that criminals come up against.
Dr. Nottage admits that the majority of violent crimes being committed, including murder, are by young men between the ages of 15 and 25. Prime Minister Christie himself acknowledged recently that many of the societal ills the country faces are due to the fact that many of these young men are not properly socialized and have not had any exposure beyond their small and battled communities. So in fairness, Dr. Nottage says the boys will also experience the rewards that can be gained from being law-abiding citizens.
We're exposing them to some of the packages at BTVI, how they can learn a skill. We're taking them over to Atlantis to show them how people are when they can work long enough to take a vacation. And we're taking them to the airport, the brand new airport, for them to see what it's like to go away, to go off the island.
Dr. Nottage says this program is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to implementing new crime-fighting strategies. He says the government is hopeful that over the next year or so we can all begin to see positive results. For JCN News, I'm Anthea Smith.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
Need another reason to love Sundays? KFC Nassau's got a bucket full with our new Slammin' Sunday special. Purchase any classic combo or mega meal Monday through Sunday. Bring your receipt to KFC on Sunday and get 8 pieces of chicken for just $9.99. 8 juicy pieces of our famous chicken for only $9.99. Get any flavor you love with KFC Slammin' Sunday Special. Sundays with KFC Nassau are so...
ESC Distributors Wholesale, the experienced beauty suppliers, has everything you need to look your best, feel good, and enhance your beauty. Soaps, creams, lotions, and oils in top name brands, including those sought-after bedazzled products. ESC Distributors has facial powders, matte and shimmer eyeshadows, and luscious lip glosses. And for your hair fancy, an exciting array of hair and hair products. ESC Distributors Wholesale, Nassau's premier beauty suppliers. Soldier Road, opposite NCA, 394-0819.
At Henry F. Store Electric Company, we supply all your electrical needs for any size project, from residential housing to luxury hotels. We can help you achieve just the right look, from doorbells to chandeliers, table lamps to ceiling fans, wire, conduit, panels, dimmers, switches, plugs, and even tools. And don't forget light bulbs. We have those hard-to-find, energy-saving fluorescent bulbs and more. Henry F. Store Electric, number 135 Macklin Street. Over 50 years of reliability, service, and low prices. We also ship to the Family Islands.
Pretty boy, pull over.
Hey, Miss Susie, what you saying?
Epic, I have tires for this pretty meal truck here. Any and all sizes. Junior. Epic, over there. I have tires for this chutney. Does it look like you have the latest shoes with these?
Epic Fire Trail is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Look at that fancy contraption. Plop that big truck tire off and on quick, and they all jump up, and you can turn around easy and plenty space.
Well, Miss Susie, you traveling?
Be quiet. Just smile for the camera.
Welcome back. Recent talks regarding the country's natural resource, aragonite, has sparked debate and interest throughout the country. Union members on Tuesday urged the government to fully take advantage of the natural resource that is projected to reap billions annually for the country. Well, our news team spoke with Environment Minister Kenry Dorset, who responded to both the union's request and allegations that the government has approved aragonite mining in Grand Bahama. Greg Smith reports.
During a press conference in Rawson Square earlier this week, National Congress of Trade Unions Bahamas President John Pinder urged the government to renegotiate the amount of royalties the country receives from the export of aragonite. According to Mr. Pinder, the country currently receives only $2 per metric ton. However, it is sold at $900 per ton by the Billingham Dredging Corporation. Pinder suggests the government receive no less than $350 per metric ton. If this is done, the country is expected to reap $4.2 billion annually. However, when asked if the government would consider the union's suggestion, Environment Minister Kenrick Dossett said this much.
We're not following the union's direction. I've spoken in Parliament on this matter about the fact that we are now moving to create the natural resources unit in my ministry. I've spoken about salt, I've spoken about aragonite, I've spoken about oil, all of our extractive natural resources, and the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas getting through the government fair compensation for the exploitation of those resources. So this is not something new. And with respect to aragonite, we are looking at the entire legislative framework, because the existing legislation that is on the books, which is quite dated.
Moving forward, Minister Dossett said the government will use other countries as a benchmark to consider the best ways to advance the industry. He also took the time to address claims that the government gave approval to a local developer to mine aragonite near East Grand Bahama.
No such approval has been given by the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. There is an application that has been submitted to us for our review. The BESS Commission, which is the government's environmental advisor, has seen that application and has indicated to the company that it is insufficient in terms of the information that has been provided for us to truly understand the environmental impacts associated with the activity. And so therefore, while an application is before us, there is no approval that has been issued.
According to Mr. Dossett, the Nassau Island Development Company submitted an application to the government to mine aragonite on Bursa's Key. This application is under review. He added that if any decision is made, the protection of the environment will remain a top priority.
As far as we're concerned, the environment will reign supreme with respect to any decision that we make. We appreciate that it's a balancing act when you look at the economic benefits, employment benefits for certain development activities, and in conserving and protecting the environment. It's a tough balancing act, but it's a very special area, which I think is signified by the fact that we've approved the marine protected area for East Grand Bahama.
Aragonite is a specific form of calcium carbonate sand. It is used to produce cement, glass containers, soil, and agricultural lime. Reporting for JCN News, I'm Greg Smith.
The Ministry of Education is taking steps to ensure that its employees are around for a very long time. The ministry today hosted a mini health fair for its employees. Event organizer and counselor for the Employee Assistance Program, Iris Strawn.
We've brought persons in agencies that the employees would become familiarized with, so that if in the event that they need assistance, they can go to them. And so today what we have done, we have brought in persons from Healthy Lifestyles, Department of Health, and also HIV and AIDS Center, so that they can get their free testing. We also have a podiatrist on duty today, and so she would be assisting those persons who might have diabetes or who might need foot or wound care.
Senior Education Officer of the Ministry's Guidance and Counseling Unit, Zoe Powell, touted the initiative, stressing that healthy staff members have proven to be more productive.
At the Ministry of Education, we implemented the Employee Assistance Program to address those needs. And we have seen a good response, because persons come for individual counseling with Ms. Strawn concerning relationship, job matters, conflict, family matters, financial matters. And we have then partnered with a group of other persons who we can refer them to. Because a healthy employee is a productive employee. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for quality work life.
The fair is part of the 3rd Annual Employee Health Initiative. There were free screenings for glucose, cholesterol, weight, blood pressure, and HIV testing. That wraps up this segment of our news. Stay with us for a check on sports and weather.
This is your smartphone on 4G. And this is your smartphone with the scorching fast data speeds of 4G LTE. LTE is 5 times faster than 4G, so you get the music you want, well, now. And buffering? Forget it. Stream your movie non-stop from the moment you press play. LTE offers a whole new mobile data experience that isn't just 5 times faster, but also 5 times smoother and 5 times better. Experience mobile data speeds in a way that will change your life forever with LTE. Live the experience. BTC every day.
Finally, the roads them fix up. You can now get to the new Blanco showroom on Fox Hill Road on Smooth Road. Child, Blanco's more than just bleach. They got window cleaners, laundry detergent, and chemicals to clean just about anything. Well, except wickedness, no bleach can clean that. And now they have a whole line of pool chemicals to keep your pool bright and clean. Chlorine tablets, algicide, scoops, poles, vacuum hoses, everything except the pool man. So come, see our new showroom and let the cleaning begin.
It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. It's not too late to build yours. Weather the storm with fidelity.
If you could see the inside of your engine running on Shell Helix Ultra, you'd see how active cleansing technology really works. Continuously cleaning and protecting your engine. Shell Helix Ultra with active cleansing technology. Performance you can see.
Good evening once again, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders here. This is your JCN Evening Sports. Sports is being brought to you by Facades Men's Fashion on Blue Hill Road South. The Bahamas 5-member team to the CAC Games boxing qualifiers in Mexico saw Godfrey Strawn and Carl Heel both win a bronze medal, and with that they've secured their spot in the CAC Games set for November in Mexico. The other 3 fighters will have another chance to qualify in the final round of qualifiers set for August. Coach Andre Seymour leading that team to Mexico. The Bahamas recently made its return to the international rugby scene as they head into the North American Caribbean Rugby Association Championships. Team Bahamas fell 35-7 to the Cayman Islands in a friendly match in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The match was in preparation for the North American Caribbean Rugby Association's Caribbean Championships, and the match also counted towards the International Rugby Board standings. With the win, the Cayman Island rose 5 spots in the International Rugby Board standings to number 58 overall, while the Bahamas fell 3 spots to number 92. The North American Caribbean Rugby Association Championships, they'll begin here in the Bahamas on May 17th, when the Bahamas are scheduled to play host to Mexico in a game that will be played right here in New Providence at the Winton Rugby Pitch. The Bahamas Golf Federation all set to host the 50th edition of their anniversary golf tournament. It'll be sponsored by John Bull and the Lyford Key Club. They'll play the tournament at the Lyford Key Golf Course starting this Sunday at 9 a.m. Prizes awarded will be gift certificates generously donated by John Bull. The closest to the pin prizes are donated by Rubis Oil East-West Highway. Already 70 players have registered. There's room left for 15 more players to get registered. You can contact Yvonne Shaw at 454-8568. 454-8568 to get registered, or Oswald Moore at 357-4700. 357-4700. The Bahamas Top 50 National Basketball Rankings continued last night, coming out in the number 37th spot. DeAndre Jones, he's a 10th to 12th grader. He's in that 10th to 12th grade class. He's ranked 15th in his class. He's a 17-year-old, 6-foot, 5-inch basketball player out of the 8 Mile Rock High School. So it's DeAndre Jones from 8 Mile Rock, ranked number 37th in the Bahamas among high school and college basketball players. Don't forget the New Providence Softball Association's 2014 season begins tonight. Sigma Brackets taking on the Sigma Wildcats in the ladies' opener. The Arnott Sporting Lounge Hitmen taking on the DK Smokers in the men's feature game. Tonight, the NFL Draft will begin at 8 p.m. on ESPN. The Bahamas' favorite team, the Miami Bahamian Dolphins, they'll select number 19th overall. Perhaps they'll select a player to beef up the offensive line. Last year, the Miami Dolphins finishing 8-8 in the NFL. And tonight in the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat will go at it for Game 2 of their Eastern Conference semifinals. 7 o'clock start on ESPN. Miami leading Brooklyn 1-0. Later tonight, 9:30 p.m. on ESPN, Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs. Game 2 of their Western Conference semifinals, with the Spurs leading 1-0. And that'll do it, folks, for your JCN Evening Sports. Once again, sports is being brought to you by the Facades Men's Fashion on Blue Hill Road South.
The FML Group of Companies, whose owner and the CEO is Craig Flowers, is making waves in many parts of this region as he has received government approval for the establishment of gaming platforms in the Turks and Caicos Islands, Bermuda, and now in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
The team that we have here in Haiti has gone above and beyond my expectations. I'm very pleased with the way things have gone. It certainly taught me a great deal with this type of reception, and I'm going to take a lot from it as I go back home and give a lot of thought to it.
With FML Group of Companies, everyone wins.
Squires of the Square Table Lodge, number 201, modern, free, and accepted Masons of the world, fraternally and cordially invite you to attend a service of thanksgiving in honor of a distinguished Bahamian, Sovereign Illustrious Duke B. Smith, 33rd degree Patriarch, past Supreme Grand Master of modern, free, and accepted Masons of the world, the most decorated Bahamian in Masonic history. Saturday, the 31st of May, 2014 at 4 p.m. at St. Agnes Anglican Church, Blue Hill Road, followed by the testimonial and gala reception at 6:30 p.m. at the Ballroom Government House. Dress code, Masonic dress, fully regaled. Public dress code, black tie. Tickets can be purchased from the 17 Shop, 5th Terrace, Collins Avenue, on or before May 27th at a cost of only $60.
For that sophisticated, silky smooth look, Bedazzled gives you Ultra Double Platinum 100% tangle-free human hair. Bedazzled Ultra Double Platinum. Full of body, full of life. For that perfect blend, Ultra Double Platinum, it's the world's best human hair. It's Bedazzled. Available at the Beauty Shack, Soldier Road, opposite NCA.
The weather is brought to you by Bedazzled 100% tangle-free human hair, distributed by the Beauty Shack.
Good evening, and this is your JCN weather. First look at our surface chart. The surface chart, that high pressure continues to dominate the weather over the islands at this time. Some breezy conditions, sunny conditions, and some warm temperatures. We're only asking you boaters, small craft operators, and you swimmers to be very cautious as you move into the water because of the risk of recurrence along the northern and eastern shores of the islands. So we're asking you to be alert as you move there and very cautious. In your satellite loop, you can actually see very little clouds over the islands at this time. Just some clouds to the south of us, not affecting at all. Don't even expect a shower. No rain forecast probably over the next 24 to 36 hours. In your marine forecast, we do have an advisory posted. Those winds easterly at 15 to 25 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet, and a repeat alert that small craft operators and swimmers must be cautious as they move into the northern and eastern shores coastline to the sea because of the risk of recurrence. Your tides, you can expect a low tide at 10:05 tonight. The next high tide comes at 4:09 tomorrow morning. Sunrise at 6:29 in the morning, set moving at 7:44, UV index 8, your water temperature 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and the moon phase, first quarter. Weather night, necklace skies, temperature go down to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, another lovely day, sunny, breezy, on the warm side, high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And your weekend looks lovely for all 3 days, softball, anything. Lots of sunshine, warm temperature, less than 10% chance of a passing shower by late afternoon. We expect some increasing cloudiness, a couple of showers from late Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. Low temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s, at nighttime in the low to mid 70s. That puts a wrap on your day's evening weather. Godfrey Burnside.
The weather is brought to you by Bedazzled 100% tangle-free human hair, distributed by the Beauty Shack.
With that, we end our news this evening. From all of us here at JCN News, thanks for joining us.
Take that mess from off the wall.